We've been digging through the archives to bring you another IDTV classic.
The Denver and Rio Grande Railroad was a direct factor in the economic growth of southwest Colorado. By the 1900s, revenues were declining. The Rio Grande Southern was especially hard hit by the mine closures and competition from trucks. Drastic measures had to be taken to keep the line in operation. In 1913, a Model T was converted to an inspection car and used until 1925. The conversion of automobiles for hauling was initiated in 1931 by Forrest White and Jack Odenbaugh. They adapted a Buick touring car and tested their contraption by hauling 2 tons of iron from Ridgeway to the top of Dallas Divide. The Buick performed well, doing an average speed of 20 miles per hour. And since it had only cost $828.55, it paid for itself in a month. Work immediately commenced on number 2, still using the Buick, but with a larger passenger compartment. It used 32 gallons of gas at 19 cents a gallon on the round trip from Ridgeway to Telluride. This car was the first to get the name Galloping Goose. The name comes not so much from its shape, but from the distinctive honk of its horn and the fact that their motion over the rails had a definite waddle. Goose number 3 was built in December of 1931 from a 1926 Pierce Arrow with a 39 horsepower engine. Soon to follow were geese numbers 4, 5, and 6, all of Pierce Arrow origin. The route of the Goose was Ridgeway over Lizard Head Pass to Durango and back, about 160 miles. It took 4 geese to maintain this schedule, so in order to provide for breakdowns, Goose number 7 was built in 1936. Although they did their best, the goose flock could not hold back the economic problems, and by 1947 the Rio Grande Southern was on its last legs. The final blow came in 1949 when a goose derailed in a snowbank. The mail had to be picked up by truck, and the Postal Service canceled their contract. The Goose was tried as a tourist excursion in 1950 and 51, and although the response was enthusiastic, a goose could only carry 32 passengers, and this would not cover expenses. Of the original 7 geese, 6 are still around. You can see one by the fire station in Dolores, and there's one parked at the courthouse in Telluride. Knott's Berry Farm in California and the museum in Golden, Colorado each have one. And there are these 2 in a private collection. If you visit these places, give the old gray goose a pat on the hood for a job well done in its contribution to Colorado's railroad history.